Reality. Reality receipts.
So welcome back to the Reality Receipts podcast starring me, Storytime with Ricky.
And me, Reality Ashley. And we're so excited to be back talking about Perfect Match. I know it feels like we've been gone forever, but it's only been 2 days. I promise it hasn't been a long time, but we wanted to watch the rest so we could just dive into episodes 3-6. So we're going to do that. And also Real Housewives of Orange County at the end, episode 4, season 19.
Yes,
but
getting good.
yeah, I know. I'm loving it, especially as like an OG first day watcher, because it's like so much old lore coming in. It's a lot. And then if you're a new watcher, it's still like women getting real catty and fighting, so it's good. So,
Yep.
but first, receipt report. We thought we didn't have many, but then not being here for 2 days, we're like, oh damn, we actually have a lot to catch up on. So, Love Island USA World, what happened for the receipt report for that?
Okay, Love Island USA World, there's always something brewing. Like, I think last time we told you guys about this epiphany that fans had, that Kenny had this link in his bio, and it led to a landing page that led to an Instagram. That was his old Instagram handle, and people thought that maybe Kenny was using a burner account to send messages to Janae. Honestly seems plausible considering he's a manipulative liar. You don't really know what he's capable of. And
Yeah.
I think furthermore, no one ever thought that somebody would be imitating him at all. Turns out that the link, so Kenny's actual Instagram wasn't hacked, but the link that he had in his bio was hacked. So somebody was able to access that Instagram. So it is not him. That page has been like very active all weekend, saying that they're going to post this big tell-all today. And Kenny has since the real Kenny, will the real Kenny stand? Please stand up. The real Kenny has taken that link out of his bio. So I think that confirms that it's not him. And we were just warning anybody that whatever this page posts, don't click on it because it is being run by hackers. So who's to tell what you're going to click on? They could scam you. They could con you. We don't know. And I think I think the account has like over like 18,000 followers now. It had like negative under 1,000 when I had first looked. So just to be cautious what that page is posting, because it seems like they're using sound bites to manipulate people. They're using AI. Like, so they're obviously very techy. So just be cautious because you don't know what you could click, what link you could click. They were supposed to release this big tell-all today, but I haven't been sent anything and I wasn't going to click on anything. So I'm not sure if they did do it. But that's the latest on that. In other Love Island news, like obviously there was this big spectacle of why PPG unfollowed Louis after he was spotted out with Huda. There's been a lot of discourse online that they unfollowed him because they don't like Huda or something in regard to Huda. And I guess Isaac, he was on Too Hot to Handle. He is a mutual friend of Louis and Miguel. And he was like on a live and basically on the phone with Miguel and like to the camera was like, or while he was on live was like, bro, Miguel, like, come on. Like your girl got mad because he's talking to a girl that your girl doesn't even know. So again, that sent a lot of backlash PPG's way because again, it's this narrative that they unfollowed Louis because they don't like Huda, you know? And so Miguel actually had to come forward with a statement. So he released a statement and Leah also commented on that video because it was going viral, like the clip of Isaac on live was going viral. They both commented. Leah's was vague. She said, oh, it has nothing to do with her. They can paint it to be that way, but they know the truth because I told him to his face why I unfollowed him. And Miguel's was like very forward. He said, you know, I'm a private person. You know, I can't believe I have to even say this right now. But, you know, basically as women, PPG didn't like Louis' reasoning for dating Huda. And of course, the implication there is that he's doing it for clout or he's, you know, being disingenuous with his feelings.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you've seen it, but there are now clips circulating online of Louis, I guess, like doing a podcast talking about how he's had to work so hard for everything he's gotten. It's not just handed to him. Like
Hmm.
people who go on Love Island just get stuff handed to them. Their brand deals are just handed to them, and they don't come off their show getting any of that. And he was like, oh, maybe I went on the wrong show. So I think it's this hint of like jealousy
Yeah.
that he feels towards Miguel, towards
Hmm.
Miguel and Leah's relationship. He obviously was Miguel's best friend, very close to the two of them. So,
Hmm.
it's the implication that like you're kind of jealous of his life, like you're kind of
Yeah.
like, and you're trying to get your Leah with Huda. And I think if anything, PPG is kind of looking out for Leah to say, hey, this guy's not genuine. This guy doesn't have good intentions. Like, and
Yeah.
cautious for her, as opposed to it being because you don't like the girl. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
They
Like
don't
they don't
even
know her.
They've never met her just because they're on the same show. I'm sure eventually they'll meet her and make their own decisions, but they've been through this show. They know they're not going to make a decision on someone based off what they saw on TV. So they've never met her, so they don't have an opinion on her. But like this group of people, this too hot to handle group, like Isaac, they've always been kind of like hanging around the Love Island USA cast. Like Isaac was in a lot of TikToks with Kaylor, and I think they were even like making out at one point. I don't know if they
Yeah, I think they
officially
were dating
dated,
at
but
a little bit, or like, hanging
yeah,
out or something. Yeah.
yeah, something was going on between them. So I'm sure there's always been people like Leah has always been wondering, like, are they actually our friends or are they just liking this attention? So I'm sure once Louis told them what his intentions were with Huda, they were probably just had enough of him and his clout chasing. And you can't really trust someone like that in your circle if they're only there for that attention. So
And what a betrayal of Isaac to have that conversation with Miguel on live for the simple
and
fact of throwing Leah under the bus. Like,
yes, and like I feel like Miguel should have known, but you would never think a friend would do this to you. But the way that Isaac was like, Miguel, Miguel, like, kept saying his name so that people on the live would know that he was on the phone with him. And I don't think Miguel should have known because you would never think that your friend would do that to you. And that's, I think, what made them realize these are not our actual friends. Because even though they're all in the same industry, I think there's like a level of trust that you have with these people. And I think Miguel obviously considered them real friends and that they
yeah, and
wouldn't
it's
do
really
this. So,
sad because I think Miguel and Louis were friends before Miguel went on Love Island. You know what I
yeah.
mean? And so they're both from the UK. Like I can only imagine it's so devastating to lose your best friend. They were like really best friends, like lived in an
Hmm.
apartment together. I did hear a little rumor that a part of a little birdie told me that partly why they fell out was also due to this apartment. They moved to
Hmm.
LA together and had an apartment together, and I don't something happened. I don't know if like Louis moved out without, letting him know or whatever, but I think that's why Miguel is in the space he's in to where he's like moving in with Leah now, or they're looking
Hmm.
for a place together. Um, but yeah, to not only have like one of your friends, but now Isaac too, like I'm sure he's
Hmm.
not speaking to Isaac anymore. Like that reality of like, dang, the people around me are really around me for clout or whatever. Like it's got to be super
Hmm.
sad. And it's actually ridiculous when you think about it because you would act, if clout is what you want, like you would get more clout by being on Miguel's good side and constantly
Yeah.
being in his TikToks. Like Louis was getting a lot of clout from being with Leah and Miguel. Like his videos with
Hmm.
Leah and Miguel and them would hit like 15 million views on TikTok.
Yeah.
Like he was getting millions and millions of views. So at least you would be getting paid for views in that sense. But I just don't understand the sentiment of like Isaac, right? Like if you wanted to,
Hmm.
you would get more clout if you would have dated Kaylor and, had an actual relationship with her than you would dissing your
Just.
best friend. Like it's really crazy what fame and money and all of that will do
Hmm.
to people.
Well, I think that's the problem, right? As that starts to wear off, then they start looking for new ways to get the fame and the clout from these people. So then it's turning on them and doing these things like blasting the live out to everybody because they aren't maybe hanging out with them as much. And now I see why on Beyond the Villa, they're kind of separating themselves from the other people that have less followers. And you're kind of like, oh, that's a little weird. But then you see it's not because oh, you have less followers, you're not as good as me. It's the trust thing. And like, if we're not close friends, I'm not just going to hang out with you so you can make your TikToks and get whatever off of me,
Yeah.
and I can't trust you, and you're gonna sell these stories or do these lives and spill my business everywhere. So you see
Yeah.
why they have to like keep a tighter circle now.
Yeah. It's clear that PPG only trust each other.
Yeah.
And that's why they keep their circle that way. It seems like Kaylor is like a little bit in there. It
Hmm.
seems like Liv is not.
Yeah.
Like Liv, they keep her at a distance because they're not sure.
Hmm.
And Kendall too, because Kendall is like chronically
Messy.
online. Like he's
Yeah.
definitely cloudy. So
Hmm.
it's sad. It's sad. But yeah, Miguel released a statement on his Instagram addressing it, and people are still like, oh, so it is have to do with Huda. Like people obviously are gonna think what they want. But he did
I,
release an official statement regarding it.
mhm. And I think like, it's just so obvious that that's what Louis doing. Like, Huda was out of the villa for 2 days and they were getting photographed holding hands. And so she's just as guilty of chasing the clout too. You don't need to be out holding someone's hand when you just met them. It's because the photos and people talking and what we're doing right now. Like they're both chasing that. So I think if
Yeah.
that's what Huda wants, like it's not like she's not aware that that's what's going on. Or like you said, she's so male centered, maybe she just doesn't care. But I
I don't
think she
think
should be
I
more careful.
honestly think that to me it doesn't make sense like if she was chasing clout for it to be Louis. Like I
Yeah.
feel like her DMs were probably flooded with so many people she could have wanted the clout for. I think she's a freaking lover girl and really wants to believe. Like she's seen Louis and she couldn't see past the fact that he was super fine and he was her
Mhm.
type.
And
So
maybe she did trust him because he was in that circle, right? With Leah and
I
Miguel.
think
So
she
she was
had her
like,
own
oh, that could
motive.
be me.
I think
Yeah.
she had her own motives. His motives were like, okay, she's the hottest shit coming off of Love Island. Like this is
Hmm.
gonna be my Leah type of situation, like Middle
Yeah.
Eastern, and I'm a mixed boy from the UK is literally the same exact thing, and
Hmm.
and and I'm Miguel's best friend. I think Huda did it to get into proximity to Leah because
Hmm.
I as we know, Huda was a big fan of the show. I'm sure she idolized Leah to some capacity, with her being the favorite that came off the show. And
Hmm.
I think Huda's intentions aren't very pure. I think she
Yeah.
wanted something from Louis and Louis wanted something from her. She's trying to get into proximity with Leah, just like she was, we seen her on day one on Love Island trying to form PPG. But like on day one, like we're all so close,
Yeah.
sisterhood,
The
girlhood, like
sisterhood.
to the two black women, Olandria and Shelly. She thought that they were going to be PPG, and it ended up
Hmm.
being Sierra ended up being closer to them, and then Sierra got kicked out
Yeah.
and that all went to
Fell
shit.
apart.
But I think she had a plan. I think she
Yeah.
had a plan, and I think
That's,
she had a plan with Louis, and it's like I think in Miguel's statement he said something like rather they've actually fallen for each other now and are getting on, like I
mhm.
don't care. Like, I wish them the best. I just want me and my girl to be separated from their world because we have nothing to do with it?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they definitely could have just not unfollowed him and just like muted him for a month or two and not blown it up like this. Maybe they genuinely didn't think people would notice, but we noticed
How the
everything. So,
hell? I know. It's like, who the hell was checking Louis' followers? Like, of all people. But,
mhm.
and
Yeah.
Aaliyah did, oh, oh, no, no. She reposted.
But,
I thought Leah reposted, I just realized it was Serena. I thought she
oh,
reposted Shelly today, but it was Serena.
oh, oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we haven't seen any of this season 6 and 7 hang out yet, have we? Like actually physically
No, but I
together?
think
No.
Serena follows Shelly and Alandria.
I wonder if they'll be season 6 will be at the reunion for season 7 because I feel like we're gonna need a little Beyond the Villa reunion too. They might as well just do two at the same time, but I don't know if they're gonna do
Yeah,
that. So I don't think
yeah,
Kenny would be invited. So
yeah,
you'd have to zoom in or something. But
yeah, something like that. But yeah,
I don't
that's
think we want
the
to hear
Love
from her.
Island receipt report. That's all that happened over the weekend. So
Yeah, people are trying to say it was the reunion filmed already, but I don't know if there was any legit proof. I think TJ mentioned something like, "Oh, reunion in a couple weeks," but I don't know if he misspoke or he meant like because they keep all hanging out together. But I'm sure they do film it a bit before. It's not live, so maybe it is
Yeah,
any day now.
I'm sure they film it a little bit before. We did get some Nicolandria stuff over the weekend too. They went to Greece. They're together now doing something. They're shooting something.
Mhm.
So I did see that. I see Nick hosting a party with his mom. That was
Yeah, I saw that.
cute.
That's cute.
But yeah, I think those are all the
He's a
updates
big
I know. Andrina moved to LA. So yeah, I think those are the updates
Did
I
you
have.
see that TikTok live that Louis was doing? And Andrina was in the back, and someone was like commenting negatively about Andrina, and Louis was like, "Who is that?" And they're like, "She's like right behind you," which was awkward. But I don't know. Like, I
I
don't
didn't
think that
see I
means.
heard it. I kept seeing people comment it, but I
Mhm.
didn't see it. I didn't see the footage.
So the reason they were all together is I was doing a little snooping and digging like I do. And you know, Chloe's boyfriend, that Nikki guy that runs like the Elevate agency. So I think Louis is a part of that. And then I think Andrina is also a part of that. So they're like in the same talent agency. So that's why they were all at like a big party. So it makes sense that Louis wouldn't know exactly who she was. She wasn't there to hang out with Louis. People were making the like Huda fans in the comments, of course, were making a big deal. Like, why are you with her? But it was like a work thing. So
Oh, okay. Yeah. Huda's fans are
you
all
know how,
12. I think that was
yeah,
validated by she had a meet and greet at Opali.
right.
And the
Was it young
line
children?
was full of children. Well,
Oh
like
no.
I'm not even joking. Like
Why are children watching this show? That's
9
so weird.
to 16, 17 years old.
Mm.
Like, and I think the median age is like 13, 14. You know how I know that is because all 13, 14-year olds wear
Because
the
you were
same
there.
outfit. They wear the same outfit. They wear
What do
baggy
they
jeans
wear?
and a black cami t-shirt. Like they all wear the same thing, a black or a white cami t-shirt with baggy jeans. That's the
See,
uniform.
they're so lucky they get baggy jeans that are cool now. Because when we were younger, it was the, you know, like the low rise, tight. It wasn't
Nope.
cute. So it
They
was
all
hard
wear
to
the same
pull
outfit.
off.
Literally, when I go to the mall or if I'm hanging out, one of my girlfriends has a 13-year-old.
Hmm.
I'll be like, why do her and all her friends have on the exact same outfit?
Yeah.
The same outfit, same fit. So that's how I was able to identify
The
the
age
age
group.
of the crowd. Of
So
course,
you
there's
weren't.
a few concerning adults that were out there with their children, with their babies. They were in the
Oh
sun
no.
for hours and hours with their babies. There were a
Like
few of those.
actual babies.
With like
Oh.
actual 1-year olds, 2-year olds in the sun all day waiting for Huda. Yeah.
Oh no, that's something you need a babysitter for, I feel like. That's not what a
Seriously.
baby wants to do with their day. So you weren't there waiting for Huda.
Absolutely effing not. Ashley.
It's right by your house though. You just pop by.
Absolutely effing not. Actually, I spent this weekend with my grandmother. It was her
Right.
89th birthday.
Oh, that's so cool.
And then it was my cousin's daughter's birthday on Sunday. So I took my niece.
Nice. Well, that
Had a
sounds like a
family
much
filled.
better use of your time.
Exactly. So,
Yes.
yeah, I think that's the receipt report for Love Island. I know you had one on there's some tea with Hannah. What's going on with the perfect match?
Yes, the perfect match, you know, this isn't a spoiler or anything, but well, maybe. I mean, not really. So Hannah is on the cast. She was announced on the cast. She's pregnant. Everyone's been wondering like who's the baby's dad. We're gonna find out who the baby's dad is on Perfect Match. But obviously, or maybe it's not as obvious to people, but to me it was obvious that the baby's dad is not on the damn show. So she hasn't said how, when she knew him, but we've talked about this on the pod before and said, you know, when someone comes off a show and they get engaged and pregnant right after, you kind of assume they knew each other before. So apparently Netflix has like cut all of her scenes out of the show. So she's getting very upset on social media, doing a bunch of articles saying it's not fair because everyone else is allowed to talk about their engagement and pregnancy. But obviously, like AD and Ollie met on the show, they're going to be allowed to talk about it. I don't think Netflix has any interest in like promoting someone's pregnancy and engagement that happened after they were on a dating show for them. Like that's not like how does that help them at all? They're not going to be like So the show doesn't work because she found her man when she left. And we see this happen on Love is Blind all the time. There's like maybe like 10 people on that we literally never see. Like they're on the cast, they're in the
Yeah.
announcement. We see them in the background, but like we don't actually see them. And it's just a common thing that happens. So
Right.
yeah, she's very upset about being cut. But I mean, she came in at the end. I don't know if she matched with anyone, but she met up with someone else when she left. So people have guessed though. She posted like a black and white photo of her and the dad today, and people assumed it was Ray, is the baby's dad from the show. So it's
No.
not true, but
Which was they assumed it. Okay, they assumed it from his bracelet, but I'm like, are we just gonna ignore that this man's hand's not black? Ray's hand is black.
I
We're
was gonna
focusing
say
on the wrong things, people. You're focusing on his bracelet. Like,
she tried to do something with the black and white, I think, but it didn't do anything because yeah, people are guessing Ray. I don't know where they're getting that from, like you said, off of a bracelet, and it's not really. There's nothing else about the photo that looks like Ray. So
and then people are saying Carrington because there's a picture of her and Carrington hugging at
mhm.
the Netflix summer break party,
Well,
and it's
she's
like,
hardcore milking it because that video she made was like, guess which one is the dad of my baby by like the way we hug. And then she went around and hugged a bunch of the cast members. So she's been pushing that like it's the baby is from the cast,
is
but
there a
it's not.
possibility that it's somebody from the cast?
I don't think so because no, not from the show because the baby is due in November, which means you'd be get pregnant February this year. So no, the show filmed in September. Unless she
Mm.
unless she like cheated on her fiance with someone from the cast, but I really don't think that's what she's trying to put out there.
Yeah, because I seen her post something. I was watching one of Zachary Reality's videos, and she did like a Q&A about how she stayed in Tulum
Yeah.
with her fiance or with the love of her life. So whoever her baby daddy is now was in Tulum with her.
And this is the part where I'm like, it has to be someone she knew before because what I gathered from that story is he obviously like flew out there and met up with her after she got kicked off the show or whatever, you know. So someone that she was in contact with,
So
maybe.
it's not possible at all that it is somebody from the show and they stayed in Tulum together and they started dating and now and then she got pregnant in February?
Well, she tagged him on one of her TikToks sneakily. If you watch the TikTok for a moment, it flashes on the screen.
Oh,
So the name
I
is
seen you
Louis.
post that today. Louis something, right?
Yeah, Louis Crow. It says he was like a minor league baseball player. He went to like he lives in Scottsdale, and they both posted the same food today. So like that's the baby daddy.
Okay.
So unless he
So
was,
my whole thing is like you're going around crying about how it's a double standard and you can't, but then you're playing these games so people talk about you and have all these fake stories out there that your baby dad. If I was your baby daddy, I'd actually be pissed. Because
mhm,
why are you playing with my child and who the father of the child is, trying to allude to the fact that it's someone on the show? If you're so pissed that there's a double standard and you want everybody to know who your baby daddy is, then just tell us at this
yeah,
point. I'm pretty sure you've violated all your NDAs by talking to all of these blogs and telling them how it's a double standard that AD and Ollie can release their wedding. I mean, can announce their baby and their engagement, but you
mhm.
can't announce your baby and your engagement. Tell us who your baby daddy is and stop trying to pretend that it's
Yeah.
somebody else. Like, just tell us. That's not extremely rude to
Eh,
pretend that your baby daddy is somebody from the show for clout when really he's a random guy that you were dating before you went on this show and Netflix found out about it.
allegedly.
So they allegedly, and they cut your scenes. They cut your scenes because they found out you weren't single.
They do that. Like they don't play with that. Obviously, they cut Trevor out of Perfect Match, and you know there was also another woman in season 5, Love Is Blind, that got cut for other reasons too. I think, but she did get married right after leaving the show. So it's like maybe they don't know that these people were with someone on the show, but they're putting two and two together, and who
Yeah,
knows
just
what
like
else
Renee
they
was
know.
gonna
So,
go on it married. Like
oh
it's
yeah,
just like the fact that you first of all, she really burned herself by posting that story today and saying we stayed in Tulum. I guess maybe she's trying to act like after I got kicked off the show, I was walking the streets of Mexico and boom, ran into the love of my life, and then we just stayed there. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But like the fact that you even posted on your story that you were in Tulum with the love of your life, who's now your baby daddy, just proves that you were not single when you were on this show. So you can't
No.
get mad that you were cut if you were not single, allegedly. So whatever, girl.
Yeah, the
At that point, just tell
Netflix.
us who the damn baby daddy is. If you just so upset that we don't know, just tell us.
I think what made her more mad is not so much because her actual post was like, my cast members can post their engagements and fake relationships. That's what she said. So I think what is really making her mad is the Huda Louie thing, right? Like, because she isn't allowed to even say she's engaged, but Louis can be out here on red carpets with Huda. So
Yeah.
clearly he's not with Sandy or whoever else he ends up with in this
Yeah.
damn show. So I think that's more what's
That's
making her
fair.
mad. But
That's fair.
yeah,
That's fair because I do think that the show filming so long ago and us knowing that Louis is dating Huda and us knowing that Ollie and AD are engaged, a lot of these like right now we got left on a cliffhanger, which we'll get into the review shortly.
yes, eventually.
But like you know, these a lot of these cliffhangers, like what happened with Ollie and Justine or what we know the outcome. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So that's what
Yeah, it does
sucks
take
with
away from it
filming.
a
It
bit.
takes away from the show for sure.
Yeah, I think she should be allowed to say, like, my baby daddy not on the damn show. And I'm engaged to someone else. It didn't work out for me.
What are they gonna do? Just say it.
Yeah.
At the
Don't like let poor Ray and Carrington fall under the bus of like they have a baby on the way. What if they're out here dating?
they like it.
True. They enjoy it
They're
too.
under
So
the comments like, "Oh yeah, is it me?" Like, girl, no, actually, no, it's not because Ray, we didn't see you and Hannah talk one time at the Netflix event. So
yeah. Well, if they do want rumors started, then yeah, we can say that Hannah and Ray had an affair in February, and now he's the father of her child. So I don't know why her baby dad would want these kind of rumors out there, but
or why
I
she would
guess.
want people speculating who her baby daddy is. Why she would want people speculating that someone from the show when she knows it's not. Like that's just so bizarre.
Yeah, it's a little strange, but I guess they are getting the attention they wanted, so they might as well just soak it up for the next couple
Yep,
weeks.
she made it into Us Weekly and Cosmopolitan, so good for her.
Mission accomplished. So,
Mission
well,
accomplished.
speaking of baby daddies, should we get into this perfect match review?
Let's get into it.
So we're doing episode 3 to 6 because we only did the first two last time. So episode 3 started off with Alex and Louie on a date and Freddie and Rachel on a date. So what did you think of those couples?
I thought Alex was really flirty and handsy, but it made sense because she said that Louis is her Netflix crush.
Mhm.
I think they look good together. I really thought he was gonna switch.
Mhm.
But again, we heard that, they have a pact to not let any new bombshells in, and the OG
Yeah.
pact to like they did this last year too, which I think really takes away from the show because we aren't
Mhm.
getting any diversity or any switch ups. I guess after Rachel came in, they said no more. They were gonna stop the new bombshells from coming in, and it kind of
Yes.
tracks, seeing as we didn't see anybody new come in. So and then Freddie and Rachel's date, I thought was a cute little painting date. My dream date, cute. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
um, it was cute. I thought that Freddie seemed really. I think it seemed to me like Freddie was interested in getting to know her, like that they had a connection. And I think my opinion is that Madison really did like manipulate Freddie with her tears, to get him to choose her. Because I think after the dates, they came back, and again, Perfect Match really needs to fix their whole bombshell
Yeah.
pattern. Like I don't think
They
one
need to
mixer.
stay.
Yeah, one mixer's just not enough time. Like even if they gave them 24 hours or 48 hours to like make a connection, even if they're not partnered up, they're just sleeping somewhere.
Yeah.
It's just not enough time. But it seemed like he really did want to get to know her, but Madison kind of guilt tripped him. Like that whole night at the mixer, she's moping, she's crying, she's pouting. And Freddie's just like a good guy and like a genuine guy that I think he doesn't want to hurt anyone's feelings. So he just kind of let his interest in Rachel go and coupled up with Madison. What did you think of the dates?
Well, like you said, we did get a little tea that they do this. They've done this on previous seasons. They have a pact where they're not going to let the new people stay, which is really annoying. And apparently the producers caught on to this. So that's why, not to skip ahead, but in episode 6 or 5, when they decide like the most compatible couples are going to get sent on dates and the other ones are going to leave, they did that because it was getting too boring, because all the original couples were just going to stick together and ride it out to the end, and they wanted to like spice it up. So
Yeah,
I'm
which was
glad that
good.
they did that, but
Yeah.
yeah, but
Yeah.
I know a lot of people like Rachel and Freddie together, but I just don't see it. I think she's way too passive for him. He's super passive. I think
Yeah.
they would
No,
be so boring together.
I'm
Like I
not saying I
just,
like them together. I said that
yeah,
he had an interest, and I think he would have
yeah,
explored it had Madison not cried, you know. But
yeah.
two
I think
passive people don't go together. He said he likes somebody
no,
crazy and fiery.
totally. I think you need that balance. Like, call her Freddie. But yeah, I think like Rachel is definitely his physical type. I think he was attracted, and I think they could have had like a little bit of a nice time together. But eventually, yeah, they would just run out of things to talk about. They were just
Somebody
what?
said to me, which I didn't notice, in episode, I got to go back and read the comment, but they left a timestamp that whatever episode it was where Lucy and Daniel are arguing about her. So it must be in episode
Mhm,
5 or 6 at the
mhm.
26-minute mark. In the background, Rachel and Scott are having a big fight and she like pushes him or something and it's on camera. Somebody
What?
left that in my comments. I haven't gone back to look at it, but somebody
Well, we're
left it.
gonna go look at it right
Yeah,
now.
we're
So
gonna go look at it. I think it's in, I want to say
26.
episode 6 or 5, but she said that, yeah, somebody commented that they were like, what was up with Rachel? And I mean, there was one scene where I was like, she was really drunk, and you could
Yeah.
just tell because of how she was straddling Scott. But that we're jumping way ahead.
Yeah, yeah. Let's go back.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'll find this scene, or is that what you're doing? Are you looking for it
No,
too?
I'm not. I'm just going through my notes of episode.
Oh, okay.
Um,
I know we have a lot to go through, so we'll
yeah.
try not to jump ahead, but it's gonna be hard. But
Yeah,
so
this was, what did you think of Madison, just being like, I'm scared to lose this. Yeah.
I, you guys are gonna be mad at me that I'm a Madison apologist, but I feel like I would be like that over Freddie too. So
That's
just like
a valid
I
fact.
can't fault her, but she hasn't. I definitely feel like I was nervous and I expected her to maybe like go the Huda route with like a crash out and calling other women bitches and losing her mind, but she
Yeah.
kept it pretty chill. She definitely got emotional. She definitely, like you said, guilted Freddie maybe a little, but I do see genuine like
Well, I
feelings from
think,
Freddie
right,
too.
the
So
part, why she's reacting that way, right, is because she
mhm.
likes him. But my whole
Yes,
thing is
which
like,
I don't think we've seen yet. You know what I mean? Maybe because we never actually saw her with anyone. It was only through pods.
yeah,
Like I don't think
you're
we've
right.
actually seen her interact with someone she liked before. So I feel like it's a different side
Yeah.
of her. But I,
But it is very soon to be reacting that
yes,
way. And the way she reacted to him going on a date when it's just part of the process.
yeah,
I think we all got on Cody for it being very strange of him to have such a
hmm
reaction to Madison going on a date. And essentially, I know I seen on her story say that to us it seems like it's been one day, but really it's been
hmm
multiple. So I'm like,
yeah.
I think the TV read day 4 or 5 when Freddie got sent on a date. So and Freddie came day 2. So
Yeah.
you were only
It
with
was
him for
definitely
maybe
soon.
3 or 4 days. And I get it. Freddie's a catch. You don't want to lose him. I just
And I'm
thought her
sure,
reaction was a little over the top and it annoyed me, but she moved on quite quickly, right? We didn't
yeah.
stay too long in that space. What did you think of Ollie cackling with Louis over Alex
I mean,
and saying how he wanted to send himself on a date, but AD was right there?
that was facts. That was definitely how he felt. And Louis 23, right? And it shows. And like, I was embarrassed for Ollie, like the way he was acting around Louis. And I'm still embarrassed with the way they're posting on their stories and stuff. Like, I don't know. It's the British banter, I guess, but
I guess so,
it's
yeah.
just weird to me. I can't, yeah, I
Yeah,
can't
it
like
is. I think they have a connection, right? Because they're both whatever from the
British,
UK.
UK.
But Ollie, you're 33 and Louis is 23. So it is
Right.
embarrassing because you
He's
are acting
33.
as if you're 23 as well.
Yeah, I
And
definitely,
to people's point, because people were getting on me saying, okay, well, if Alex is, I mean, Alex, if Luke, goddamn, all of these names. If
Ollie.
Madison is doing too much
Matt.
with Freddie, then in its early days, then Ollie is allowed to have a wandering eye
Hmm.
with Alex because it's early days. And to me, the main difference between Ollie's connection and Madison's connection with Freddie is I think Freddie is saying it's early days, we're still open. I'm gonna explore. You can explore. That's established. But you in Ollie and AD situation, you very much see them saying, "You're mine, I'm yours. We belong
Yeah.
together. There's no one like you. We have an unbreakable bond. Nothing can come between us. It's me and you." Like, you know what I mean? I feel like
Hmm.
that aspect changes things from versus like being like we're still going to be open, like it's still early, you know?
Yeah.
Ollie and AD
Yeah,
are
I
not giving
definitely.
that energy. They're giving very much like locked in, probably already been intimate with each other.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely feel like it was too soon. And I'm sure, like, had Freddie picked Rachel, we might have seen, like, a Madison crash out. So, because she was so into him, but he didn't. So we didn't really see what she would have reacted like. And it all ended up working out okay. But
Yeah.
yeah, it was definitely a little early for them to act that way. But then like I said, I get it. Like, I would not want Freddie to ditch me either. So it's so hard to not like
Yeah.
relate. But then, yeah, like if we're gonna be mad at what was his name, Cody, maybe
Yeah.
it's be-
It's the same thing. Like, right? Like we were like we side-eyed it when Cody did it. I
Mhm,
side-eyed it when Madison did it. But it felt so different when Ollie did it. Like,
mhm,
right? Like Cody, I mean Madison has every right to be open. She doesn't know Cody.
yeah,
Um you know, Freddie has every right to be open. He doesn't,
yeah,
him and Madison don't know each other. Why does
mhm,
Ollie not have the right to be open? He doesn't really know AD. And I think it's
yeah.
because, right, we're looking from it from a lens of like, this is the girl that you married and that you have,
Yes.
or that you're engaged to and that you are currently having a baby with. Like, and this is how you treated her. I think
Yeah.
so. Looking at it from that lens is what makes it so different for me, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. It's hard to not see them as like engaged already because we know the outcome.
Yeah, like why
So
would you
it's
be
like,
treating the woman you want to marry like this? You
but we
know?
have to remember like that was 3 days after they met each other. So, it is normal that he would want to explore
But
and her
how
too.
did you even get to that point of marriage and you was acting like this?
Oh, I don't know because multiple people have told us they fought 24/7. It was bad. So I don't know. Even if they got out of this villa and things were great, it's like not for long enough for me. I would be like, you know, you could just say it was the show. That's what made it us fighting so much. But I think I would want more time before getting
But
engaged
it's also this thing, right? Of like if this is how you act when I'm in
on camera.
when you're on camera, how do you act when you're at a bar with your friends and I'm
Hmm.
not around? You know,
Yeah.
whatever. Anyways, what did you think of
Maybe.
Alex and the threesome talk that she had with
I,
Louis?
I mean, I thought it was kind of silly to bring up the threesome. Like, we get it, her whole storyline on Temptation Island was threesomes, and now here it is again. I thought it was just sort of like a little cross promotion, like you want to go see this girl on the other show now actually have a threesome, right? Because on Temptation Island, if you didn't watch that one, she does. So I thought it was silly because I'm sure that she talked about a lot of other things, but also she seems like someone like we talked about it with her in person. She's super secure in her sexuality and what she likes, and I don't think she has a problem talking about it. So if she doesn't care, then that's what she likes in a
Think she was just
relationship. You gotta,
saying it to get Louis to pick her?
I don't know, because like I said, we saw her actually have one, so we
Right.
know she's not just
She's with
saying
the
it.
shits. Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't think it hurts to say that and see if that would help. But I don't know. After Louis talk about his like sanitary issues, I don't think he wants to have threesomes. So,
I don't understand because he seemed really into it. But then, yeah, you're right.
yeah,
You're a germaphobe. So
yeah.
how
Like,
is that going to work?
how does a germaphobe hook up with so many women? But maybe it's just germaphobe to some women. I don't know. I,
What did
it
you
was
think
weird.
of Juliet calling Alex thirsty? Because Juliet started scrambling like a roach because Rachel came into the house, and we know that Rachel is exes with Clayton, and then she starts seeing Clayton and Rachel kind
Mm-hmm.
of. Well, I think at that point, Clayton told Juliet like he's gonna couple with Rachel. So Juliet's scrambling like Lil Roach trying to get somebody to pick her. She goes over
Yeah.
to Louis, who's already torn between picking Sandy and Alex, and she throws herself into the mix to say,
Mhm.
"Oh, well, just pick me." Like Alex is
Yeah.
thirsty.
Yeah, we don't like when someone has to throw another woman under the bus to get
Right.
picked. I mean, Julia was a hot mess, a hot drunk mess.
Ugh,
It's
mess.
so hard because as a reality TV watcher, we love these people. They keep it interesting, but I'm not surprised she left as fast as she did. I don't think anyone really wanted to couple up with her, given the way she was talking about people and that she just was generally messy. So it was entertaining, but yeah, I wouldn't have wanted to see anyone couple up with her. So
Yeah. Okay. So thoughts on Louis asking, like genuinely, seriously asking Sandy if she wanted to be in a throuple and if she wanted to share.
I mean, it doesn't shock me like that Louis would want that, but I still am confused. Like I'd never pictured Louis and Sandy together. I don't know why. I just never thought they would make a good couple, but like here that we are, like so many episodes in and they're still making it happen. I don't know
They
why.
made a
I just
pact with each other, and they're both OGs.
right. That makes more sense. Because, yeah, we know Sandy from The Ultimatum likes her men in the 40s, and Louis is 23 and likes Hudas. And I'm like, I just don't see these two actually liking each other. But he kept saying, like, the attraction grows every day, which is, like,
Bullshit.
awkward. Yeah. And also, I'm like, if you're not attracted right off the bat, like, I don't know. I can't really wrap my head around them as a couple. But like I said, they just keep sticking together. So I'm like, this is
They're
weird because
sticking
I feel like
together to stay on the show. It's like he's 5 years
to
younger
win,
than you. And exactly, I don't get why you guys want to win. It's a
win what?
vacation. Yeah, it's a vacation. You're not winning any money. Like,
Yeah, did someone not tell them that, or like did they think they might change their mind halfway through and like throw in a cash prize because they're acting like they're playing for like $500,000? So
it's the airtime. Like, it's the
yeah,
airtime. So, yeah, those two are sticking together. She seems too emotionally mature for him. He seems
hmm
like he's just riding the wave, and she's
I
letting
think
him.
Alex was a better match for him. Like I think
For
they
sure.
would have.
I feel like we would have gotten a spicier show if Alex was with Louis, because I think
Yeah.
one, we would have gotten them being intimate with each other. I think two, we would have gotten to see how Ollie reacted to Alex being in the house, because we know that there was an attraction from
hmm
him there. I think it would
Yeah.
have added a much more interesting dynamic. I think Sandy's
hmm
keeping it very cute on the show. She's actually quite boring. Like her and Louis, nobody's bringing anything as a couple except for AD and Ollie because they're fighting,
hmm
you know,
Yeah. hmm
and Lucy and Daniel. But we'll
Yeah.
get there.
That
At
was.
the end of episode 3, Juliet and Alex leave. And again, I think the bombshells need more time in the house. I
mhm.
would have liked to see Alex stay longer just because I think she is. We didn't get to see a lot of her on Temptation Island because
Mhm.
she left quite soon. She made the most
Yeah.
of her time there. And we didn't see enough of her here. I really think she would have
Well,
created some chaos
she is coming back though, right? Like at the end we did see
for
her.
the
But
mixer. For
yeah.
the mixer. But
But I
again, they bring all of those people back for the mixer. You have that one night to couple up with somebody.
mhm.
Who's she gonna couple up with?
Yeah, and you're not gonna win with this new couple, so but there was something funny in that episode when AD interrupted Ollie and Alex when they were talking. She was,
Did you hear her accent?
Ollie, do you want a drink? Yeah, Ollie.
Did you hear her accent? She totally gave an accent. Ollie, do you want a
Yeah.
drink?
Yeah.
It's
She's like, see,
really,
we're
it's
basically
really
married.
interesting. Like, when you talk to somebody with an accent, like, it's hard for your accent not to come out.
Yeah.
I did
She's
notice that.
probably really got one by now, so
Yeah, I
yeah.
noticed that. I noticed that. So episode 4. Oh, so another thing that happened in episode 3 was Sandy and Clayton won the kissing challenge. So I think
Oh,
again,
that was episode 4, I think,
was
right?
that
Or was that? Oh no, maybe that was 3.
no, I think it was 3.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then we I think we see their date in episode 4, but I think episode 4 literally starts out with Clayton saying he's going to put himself on a date. So we
Mm,
see in episode 3 him kind of dumping Juliet and like going forward with Rachel. He says his intuition told him that Rachel's the one.
yes.
They're there for the right. They're both there for a reason, and the
Mhm.
stars are aligned. Sandy and him win the kissing challenge, or they get to go out on a private date. And right in that date, he says, if it's women coming in, he's putting himself on a date. And he even tried to like throw it out there to Sandy, like, oh, I think because we have some chemistry and we like we should explore. She shut it down immediately.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
Clayton was not feeling Rachel. Like obviously they matched up. So I don't know what did you think? Well, we'll get to that part.
You
But
think he didn't
I
want her to come into the house? Is that why he
yeah,
did
like
it?
I think this will be an unpopular opinion, but I didn't feel like he was saying like, "Hey, I like you and want to give this a shot in a relationship." I thought he was just like, "Yeah, like we know each other, we're cool with each other, like let's match up." And then when he told like and then obviously right away he was like, "I don't want to go too far with this because I'm going to end up being the bad guy." So he right away was like, "I don't think we should be matched up anymore." But like I feel like she could have really saved face and been like maybe she really was feeling him, but I feel like she should have just been like, yeah, no doubt. Like I didn't want to match with you either. Like we'll find other people. Like I didn't think she was really into him. And then when she totally lost it, bawling, crying, like I was really confused.
Well, I think we can assume that they probably no, he romantically,
You
at
think
least
he
to
made
the
it romantic?
camera, was like, it's fate that we're here. I think we're both here
Hmm.
for a reason. We should try again. And I'm sure they had conversations in that bedroom privately.
Yeah.
If anything, in that bedroom privately, he could have said, hey, like, I just wanted you to come into the house, like,
Hmm.
so that you get your time here, but like romantically, da 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 da. And she wouldn't have had that reaction when he broke up with her.
Yeah.
I really
Maybe I
felt like
just,
he wanted to embarrass her. And I think that
yeah.
that's shitty.
See, I just couldn't, yeah, I couldn't imagine that she would actually be wanting to romantically be with him again. So that's why I was confused. Like, did she really want to be with him? Because
Seemed
that's
like it. Seems
wild.
why else would you be crying like that?
Yeah, after her sure reaction, then I got it. But up till that point, I was like, thought they just matched because they know each other and that's easy because, I don't think he was really feeling Juliet, kind of wanted to get rid of her. So,
Yeah.
and if Freddie didn't pick her, she would have gone home, right? Or no, would she pick someone else?
No, she would have gone home. Yeah, because
Yeah,
that
so
was
I
how
was
she
like,
got that's how she got in the house was Clayton picking her.
yeah, so to me, I thought it was just like literally like we know each
Like
other,
a
let's
solid.
match, but
Yeah.
like we're not a romantic thing.
Well, I
So
think
I
that should have been
he
shown, and I think she wouldn't have had the reaction she had. So it was
mhm,
really douchey of him to do it the way that he did it.
mhm. Yeah,
So
he
and
should
and
have
he ended
been
up shooting himself in the foot because did you see his face when he got to that boardroom and realized it was men coming in and not women?
that was so funny. And see, I think that's where he was just thinking too far ahead and panicking, right? Because he picked Rachel, and then as soon as he won the kissing challenge and realized he could pick other women, he knew like it was if he saw someone on that board that he liked that he wanted to be with, he if he was ditching Rachel for this girl, it was not going to go down well. But it ended up not going down well anyway, so he might as well have just waited. Yeah.
For him, he was so screwed. And so, like,
Hmm.
yeah, like he jumped the gun. Like, shouldn't you have waited till you seen the board to decide? Like, you just thought there
Yeah.
was going to be women there. That's why he was
And
so
it
loaded.
And it was just silly because he had Juliet. He didn't need to match with Rachel. Like he should have
Yeah,
just left it alone.
he should have. What did you think of Daniel being upset at Lucy for not knowing, for rating Ollie high and not knowing that she wasn't kissing him?
I thought his reaction was a bit much. I did also feel confused though how she mixed up Daniel and all. Or do you
Yeah,
think
the
she
thing is,
didn't?
we'll never know unless you kiss, because Daniel has a
A little
beard.
bit.
But he
Very
doesn't
light
have, so
though.
unless you're touching their face, I think
Hmm.
you can get confused. But because we're
Uh-huh.
all assuming that she could feel his whole fucking beard, Ollie's whole beard, but really when you're
Yeah,
kissing somebody, you just feel this.
that's
So
true.
that's very confusing if your man also has like stubby hair around. You could think
Yeah.
you're feeling that. So I think people are like, oh, some people, because most people are on Lucy's side, but
Yeah,
some
yeah.
people are like, oh no, like, how do you confuse the beards? And it's like, why don't you put a blindfold on and headphones on and kiss a bunch of people with different size beards, and you tell me if you can pick out the one who has the thickest beard? Like, you probably can't. It seems
Yeah.
obvious. It seems obvious, but like, unless she was touching Ollie's face, she would not be able to decipher the
Yeah.
prickliness of the hair around your lip. Like,
Uh-huh. Yeah,
I
I guess
feel
just
like
from
he
looking,
overreacted, and it was
he
bizarre,
did,
and it was
yes.
weird, and it was the first of more overreactions to come.
Yeah, he seems to have like double standards. Like he can be one way, but she has to like be very
He is a very certain way
careful.
that he likes his woman to be. He seems
Yeah.
very possessive and controlling and a little
Hmm.
aggressive, in my opinion. I think he's a red flag.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, he definitely overreacted. Like it's pretty obvious that Lucy's very into him. He doesn't have to worry, and he made a big deal out of nothing. So,
Okay. Good to know.
yes.
What do you think of Louis being upset that Sandy went too hard? She
Yeah,
should have went hard.
Louis,
Like, why are people getting mad at challenges? Like, what are we talking about here?
I was shocked about Louis' reactions. Like I thought he overreacted too, and I just, if he doesn't find it sanitary to kiss people, then that's fine. That's on him. But she's doing the challenge. Like she said, I don't want to be seen as a bad kisser. So she went for it. And I think she said later, she didn't even use tongues anyways. So it's, how do you be a good kisser without that? I don't know.
I
But
don't know. Some people don't like tongue, I guess. I
yeah,
guess. I don't know. But Clayton's intuition, I'm glad Clayton and his intuition left because his intuition wasn't working for
his
him. Like,
intuition took him home.
it was really wrong. Like, you can't trust your intuition, Clayton. Like, I don't know if you're listening to this, but if you are, don't trust your intuition. It is not good.
I mean,
Yeah.
I told you the story about like not that that's his fault at all, but he might yeah, he has bad intuition. He is not making good choices. So this was a year ago, so maybe this helped him a lot more
Yeah.
because I think he does post a lot about this kind of stuff. Like he was trying to have all those deep conversations and stuff on the show. So he needs to work on his intuition. He's getting there, but
No.
yeah, I
Yeah.
don't
It's
know.
off. Your intuition's off. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So Rachel had her crash out. We already talked about that.
We have in the boardroom, we have Rachel going on a date with Scott. Okay, so we had Sandy and Clayton in the boardroom. They send Scott on a date with Rachel, and then we see
Yeah.
that date, and then we see Sandy in the boardroom contemplating picking JR for herself and talking about how they have all this unfinished business, and she's wondering if, they didn't see things through properly because of their exes. And I'm thinking, don't you guys
Mhm.
know each other in real life? Like, if you guys thought you had unfinished business, couldn't you guys have handled it
Right.
outside of this show? And
I,
yeah, what did you
yeah, I
think?
was wondering, I was trying to figure out like when did the Ultimatum reunion film, but I felt like remember at the Ultimatum reunion they kept it really vague about JR and Sandy. I don't think we heard a lot about what they had done. They were just kind of like it didn't work out or whatever after the show. So
Yeah.
I
You
think
follow
they've
each other on
saved it
Instagram.
obviously. They what?
They follow each other on Instagram. So it's like, if you guys
Yeah.
wanted a shot, why is like seeing him on the board like doing something to you? Like, she ends up sending JR on a date with AD because she
Mhm.
wanted him in the house. She wanted Louis to sweat, just
Yeah,
like
that was weird.
she sent him into the house because I think there's an interest there, but also because I think that she wanted to make Louis sweat the same way that Louis made her sweat with Alex. I
Mhm.
think that was the motive, and
Well, and the interesting part is this filmed before the ultimatum aired, right? So she didn't know if like JR would be loved by everyone, right? So she probably just wanted to keep it cute about him in case people were really liking them. I feel like the producers must have told her like people are gonna be sad you guys didn't end up together and they're gonna want to see you back, like give it another shot. So yeah, because I don't think they edited it totally to make like JR and Sandy the villains, but once people watched it, they didn't like JR at all. So I don't know if they
God,
knew it was gonna go that way.
Ashley,
You hate that man.
I despise, I loathe him. Gives me the ick so bad. And Sandy brings him to the house. So we see his date with AD. We see Rachel and Scott's date. And again, Rachel and Scott's date. Scott has that UK banter that I just don't get or don't understand.
Yeah.
It just comes off so fucking rude. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna chalk it up to it's a UK thing, and I just don't get it.
But Freddie doesn't do it.
I was gonna say Freddie doesn't have it. Like Freddie just sticks with his funeral jokes, which okay, I could get with that. Don't don't
He's
make too
funny.
many of them, but I got it. Like funny. Like I think he keeps making them, and it's like okay, I don't say anymore.
Like,
Um,
enough of that.
enough of that. But yeah, it's the UK banter. I think Scott comes off as like such a douchey asshole. I'm not a fan of
Yeah.
him, but I'm really, really not a fan of JR. Like he's so cringy to me. Like he gives me
Yeah.
the ick. And it's because people like Clayton tell him that he's a stud, tell him that he's so good looking, tell him that he's so that. So his whole personality is working out in his looks. Like
Hmm.
the braids, the chunky jewelry, the tight clothes, like the way he speaks, everything about him just makes me want to throw up in my mouth. Um, so I was really sad to see him on my TV again, and I was praying that he would only be there for one night. I think episode 4 ends with with him walking into the house with AD holding
Hmm.
hands. And what did you think of Ollie's reaction with AD going on a date? Because he got a little angry too.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, he was squeezing Louis' arm and he was like really getting fired up about it. So
And when
I
he
think,
like told AD like, I'm not going to tell you you look good. Are you mad? Like to send you off with another man. And like, oh, like he was
yeah.
really upset.
Yeah. And like, what didn't he say? Like, this is not a doctor's office. Like, I'm not in the waiting room, which was kind of funny. But like, I think that's the whole point of the show. They are in the waiting room while
Yeah,
they
but
see other
the
people.
way you acted when it was your turn to go on a date, sir, was completely the opposite. You need your ASSS kicked. That put
Yeah.
too many S's on there. ASS. You need your ASSS kicked. But
Your ass is kicked.
your A
Yeah.
going ass kicked. But yeah, so that's how episode 4 ended. So episode 5 starts with both the newcomers coming into the house. As
Yep.
we know, they have their one night to mingle. JR went in so confident and to no avail. Thank God, because
Do you think AD was feeling him at all, or was that just being polite?
I think she was feeling him physically. I think she
Yeah.
was feeling him physically. I don't think she was ever going to switch from Ollie. I think JR, if he was thinking strategically, would have focused on Rachel more because she was the only one open to having somebody else come into the house.
Uh-huh.
I think him focusing on Sandy was a good tactic because I think Sandy maybe would have flipped, but she
Yeah.
ended up not flipping. Um, but I
See,
think he could
I
have
think she
gotten
would have if they
Rachel.
didn't have that pact going, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so. I
Hmm.
think so. But also JR has no substance to him. Like so he all he can talk about is complimenting a woman physically, talking about sex, talking about her body, talking about his body. Like who in their right mind, Ashley, what normal person asks somebody, do you want to have an ab challenge?
Yeah, that's not normal.
It's
And no, I don't.
cringy. No, I don't, bitch.
Yeah.
Like it's so cringy. Like he gives me the ick. I do think physically he was interested, but it's not a compliment to tell somebody how good they look in a swimsuit and be like, yeah, we could do cardio. I got some
Yeah.
cardio we could do tonight if you're interested. Who says that to somebody they just met? That's the
Yeah.
biggest ick and the biggest red flag and the biggest turnoff is bringing up sex too fast. Like
Hmm.
disgusting. So I was thrilled when he left. So he left that night and Clayton left that night.
Yes,
So
Clayton left. And so his whole, yeah, it all really backfired in Clayton's face. So
yeah.
I'm sure people were not sad to see that. But,
Yeah.
and then they had another challenge, right?
Yes, and I think Lucy and Daniel won that challenge. That was that ball
Yes.
challenge that looked extremely hard. Yeah, so not much else happened in we did have a challenge, the ball challenge that looked super hard. Lucy and Daniel ended up winning. Actually, Louis and Sandy were killing it, but then
Hmm.
Louis fell into the water, so he got disqualified. Um and we said that we saw Clayton and JR go home, and that means Rachel's now
Hmm.
paired up with Scott, which again, I don't like Scott. We literally heard him tell the camera that Rachel's a route into the house, which I felt like was kind of rude. But what did you think of
Hmm.
Lucy and Daniel's little rope tying date?
I thought it was good. It's hard. Like, I think they're a good match.
Mhm.
I think they're a cute couple, but we do keep seeing these red flags from Daniel, and I like Lucy. I know you said you weren't like a big fan the first
I'm
couple
warming up to
episodes.
her. I'm warming up to
Yeah,
again the UK banter. I just don't think I get it,
it's a
but
lot.
it's a lot. But
Uh-huh.
hers is not as prevalent because I do feel like she's dimming herself down because of
Mhm.
Daniel. He obviously doesn't like an outgoing personality, so I feel like she is dimming her light a little bit for him.
Yeah, and I don't
But I
like
will
that.
say I'm finding her a lot more likable after
Mhm.
episode 2.
Yeah, I think like they might have more of like a physical connection with each other, but I don't know like long term if they could last. Because yeah, she's already having to like dull herself down a bit for him, and he seems very insecure, and I don't think that that would do well in the outside world. If he's insecure in this house when like clearly she's super into him, I just don't see it going very far. But
Yeah, same, same. I don't see
did
it
you
going
like
there.
their date?
I thought it was interesting. I thought it was interesting that Lucy said, I have rope at home, but I've never used it. So
Oh,
clearly she's into some things, okay? Like, no shame at all. I'm just saying she's into some things. Talking about I have some rope at
uh-huh.
home. I'm like, I don't.
Maybe,
Like, I don't have,
yeah.
like, who just has rope
Oh,
at
you
home?
don't? No, I'm
No.
just kidding. I don't either. I got kids up in this house, so we don't have no fun.
You probably don't know. So I mean,
Not yet.
I thought it was cute. I think the biggest, obviously surprise of this episode is when Lucy and Daniel get into the boardroom.
Mm-hmm.
They not only have to pick from they kind of trick them and ask them, who do you think the two most compatible couples are? They say AD and Ollie, and then Freddie and Madison, and they say, okay, you have to pick from these two couples, the most compatible couples, to and send one person of the opposite sex on a date. And
Mm-hmm.
when you send their person on a date, their original partner leaves the house. Now, I
Yeah.
think that's where we ended episode 5, and then we go into
Mm-hmm.
episode 6.
I thought that was very smart of the producers. Like fun to watch the mess, but definitely felt for the couples that happened to because they did not see it coming. But it's just like on Love Island when they said, remember when Nick and Olandria left and they never said go home, they said like leave immediately, right? So now we clocked that right away when they're like you have to leave the house, but I didn't say go home, so we know they're not like going. It's not like that their thing is over. It's just obviously temporary. So
Yeah.
as a viewer, I didn't feel like, oh, they're going home.
A
You know,
lot of
I
people
wasn't like
did
panicking.
because I was like, when
Yes.
I said in my video, oh, they're going home for a night, they were like, oh, a night? Like, that's it? They're coming back. And I'm like, to me, it seemed very obvious that they were coming back. Like, I think
Hmm.
obviously because we know spoilers. So I was like, oh, well, duh,
Well,
they're
they
coming back.
showed AD at the end of episode
Well,
6
we know
too.
all the singles come back for the mixers too,
Yeah.
right? And again, not to jump ahead, I don't think that they should have had AD come back because Ollie would have acted an ass at that mixer, but now he's going to be on his best behavior, so I don't
Mm-hmm.
think it's fair. But yeah, so they end up sending Madison on a date, and my man has to leave. They send Madison
Mm-hmm.
on a date with Ray and Jalen, and then they send
Yep.
Ollie on a date with Justine and Olivia, and AD has to leave.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, the waterworks are out. Everybody's crying. Like AD is like bawling her eyes out, and and we see Ollie consoling her, and we see him going
Until
into
the door closes. And he's like,
exactly. We see him
party.
consoling her, and we see him consoling her, and we see him like so torn up. Even like before his date, he's like, I just don't know how well this is gonna go. I'm just not in a mood. I just lost my girl. He is instant smiles. Like he forgot about her so quick. Even
Yeah,
when the
this.
girls ask about her, he's like, I mean, yeah, I was sad, but like it was an instant but. We see such a difference with Madison. Like she's literally
Mm-hmm.
gushing over Freddie to
Yeah.
her two guys, clearly visibly sad, like just trying to make the best out of a situation. And I was like, you see how men will do you every time?
Uh-huh.
Oh,
The
oh.
second that AD was gone, he saw Justine and Olivia, he was totally fine, like amnesia, forgot AD existed. So, and I mean, I can't say I blame him. AD is amazing and gorgeous, but so are these girls. So if that's, if he was there mostly for the physical stuff, I can see why he was like, well, this will do too, because that
But
was his.
my whole thing is like, my thing is that if Ollie wasn't feeding AD like a bunch of bullshit, I would say, oh, okay, it's early days. He's a young guy, like he's entitled to have fun and do, but you're literally love bombing AD. You're telling her, I have written down in my notes what he was saying to her, like, you're mine, like, I don't want nobody else, like we have an unbreakable bond, like it's
Hmm.
only you. Like, so this implies that like you have something stronger than physical, like that you guys
Hmm.
are really genuinely forming something deep and meaningful. And I think that's what's concerning, is like you don't mean it, because then right, we hear him tell a
Hmm.
Justine the same thing. Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like this amazing chemistry that they have, this bond that they have, and it's like, okay, so that's just part of your game, is to love bomb women.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely what makes it so much worse. He's not sitting there saying to AD, like, I want to keep my options open. I'm not sure about this. I want to explore, so that she's well aware. He's totally telling her, I'm all in on you,
Hmm.
and clearly acting in a completely different way. And I think it's like diabolical that AD has to watch him like in the room making out with Justine when she's pregnant now with his child, engaged. I don't, even though you could say, okay, she ended up with him, it's still going to be really hard to see this, which was not even a year ago. And I feel for her that she has to watch it, but maybe they've made peace with it. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sure they have, and I'm sure that Ollie was doing a lot worse, but because they are Netflix's golden couple, they
Hmm.
had to edit him the best that they could, and this is the best they could come up with. But
It must have been real bad then.
yeah, exactly. Justine is exactly Ollie's type. I
Yeah.
love that he loves him a black queen. I will give him that, because on his season of Love is Blind, people were trying to call him a colorist, and they were trying to say that
Hmm.
he only that he likes white women, that he only likes lighter, fairer skinned girls, and he kept being like, where the fuck is this coming from? Like everybody I've
Yeah.
dated has been a darker skinned woman, so like where the fuck is this coming from? And now we see exact like AD Justine, like that's exactly his type. Um it Oh yeah, it was hard, but this is making it easier to digest. That's what he said to them.
Oh,
What'd
someone
you
give
think
him
of
a
Madison?
tissue.
What did you think of the boxing date? Because ew, who wants to freaking go
I've
boxing on a date?
I know that was not very sexy. They gave Freddie and Rachel painting and they gave her boxing, but I felt for her, like when you're just like missing someone or not into the person you're with, like you could just tell she was not really there. Like she was like, I don't want to be here. I want to be with Freddie. Like
Mhm.
she was not really being herself, or I don't think like enjoying it, which,
Yeah.
Ray seems like a really great guy. I think they would have been a good match together. I don't know why she ended up picking Jalen. Did
I
you
think because
like,
she said that he was her type to a T.
yeah,
She did
physically,
say
right?
that physically, that he was her type. To me, Jalen came off like, obviously they go on their dates and then they all come back to the house and everybody's surprised
Hmm.
because it's like, oh my God, there's two guys, there's two girls. I thought
Hmm.
Lee was actually going to go for Olivia. She seemed like his type.
Yeah,
I knew that Ollie was going to go for Justine because that's his type. Um, but to me, Jalen gave me the ick. Like he came
yeah,
off very strong. I didn't watch his season of Too Hot to Handle, but I heard he came off the same way, just doing too much. He said that 40 was geriatric. When Sandy told him that her ex
rude.
was 40, he was like, "Oh my God, like you almost need a wheelchair at 40, bro. Like you're
You'll
in
be
for
there soon, Jalen.
awakening. Yeah, like when you're 40, you're gonna look back and be like, I was such an idiot for saying that. Like,
Hmm.
mm,
Yeah, it was a lot. Like when what she like had something about the dapping, and he was like, I was gonna like crush your hand or something if you left it up longer. I don't know. He was just being weird. Like I think obviously they have a few drinks and they're just being silly, but I was surprised she picked him just from his behavior at that little night. Maybe it got worse like as the night went on, but he didn't seem like very fun to me. He seemed
yeah,
like, yeah, doing too
yeah.
much. Ray seemed more chill and like
Ray seemed more
would
chill,
rather
but
hang out with
Ray
him.
let Scott get in his head. Like Scott knew like Rachel is like kind of like, we don't have like something super solid going, so she's an easy in to the house if you can like
Hmm.
get her to fall for you. So I think Ray came into the house saying, like, oh, Scott's a game player, and if I have Scott on my side, so he's a game player, and then you take his advice, knowing that he's trying to like derail you in some sense. Like I remember, I seen Scott on Love Island USA, and I also seen him on Love Island Games, and he was the same way, like very strategic, very shady,
Hmm.
very like out for himself, like, and I just don't like him. I don't like Scott. So I thought it was
No.
very naive of Ray to listen to him, knowing
Yeah.
that he's a game player, because he did exactly that. Like, oh, you should, go for Madison, or you should go to this person to keep people away from Rachel.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, he should have known that he was gonna play him, but he didn't listen to himself and he listened to Scott instead. But
Got sent home because of it. But there
hmm
was a scene where Rachel seemed really drunk. She was like on Scott's lap, and she's just like slobbing him down, and he's kind of like, I think I
yeah.
even seen, like, didn't Scott even say in one scene, like, basically he doesn't like Rachel, like they get on and they have good conversations, but he doesn't have any feelings there, like,
Yeah, I don't know why people don't like obviously Clayton has dumped her 3 times now, and when she was the Bachelorette, it was kind of like a thing where it was like she was like the less attractive Bachelorette, and they were all picking the other girl, and I'm like, I don't know, she looks like a beautiful girl to me. I don't really get it. Like why? Maybe it's a personality thing. Like
maybe,
she doesn't
yeah,
have that like
Riz.
charisma. Yes.
They call it
I
Riz.
love that I said
They
charisma and you
call
said
it
Riz.
Riz now, Ashley.
I just dated myself. So she doesn't have the Riz.
Riz.
Yeah. So which I think is, more important than people realize, right? Like you can be so attractive, but if you don't have the banter, then, and I don't think she does, sadly. So, cause yeah, I'm like, why wouldn't he be feeling her? I don't get
It's
it, but
super important. Like somebody can be super fine, but if you don't have the personality, it's just not there. I think that one person that I told you, like, oh, I think he's super handsome, but like he was so boring that it's like I would never date
hmm
you because of how boring you are, because of your age, number one, but because of how boring you are. Like I would have to carry this whole entire situation. But yeah, like
yeah.
that, I think, like you said, she's just like, I could imagine like her and Freddie would literally never have anything to talk about because they're both so passive, and like no one would be leading the
hmm
conversation. But we do have to go back and look for that scene of Rachel and
Yeah.
Scott. Maybe it's at the 46-minute mark. Whenever Lucy and Daniel were arguing, which we'll
hmm
get to, because Ray tries to talk to Lucy to no avail. And
Okay. So it's
Daniel,
during that argument.
it's during that argument. That's what somebody
Okay.
commented. Um,
hmm
she like mushes him or something. I don't know, or pushes him or something. But yeah, like
That's
what
funny.
did you think of that whole debacle of, like, obviously Ray and Lucy are chatting. She asks for his birthday. Ray's a Taurus. I'm a Taurus. Woot woot. Um,
Oh, that's why we like Ray so much because I'm a Capricorn and Tauruses are always like my automatic magnetic people. So
yeah, he says
Ray was
he
our
said
buddy at the
April,
party.
he was April 29th. And then she was like
I
her
like
ex
May
was,
Taurus better, but we'll allow it. That's you.
and Lucy's ex was April 29th. So obviously they were having a laugh about it. And we know that
Mhm.
Lucy has a very loud personality. She has a very bright personality. And it's like, again, having to dim her light for Daniel because he gets bothered. Oh, my girl's laughing over there with somebody else. Like, I'm embarrassed. Like, if you're embarrassed, sir, that's a you problem. Like,
Uh-huh.
in how upset he gets, and then when he sees that she's crying, he tries to backtrack and blame himself, and like, oh, it's not you, like, it's not, it's me, it's me, after you've already told me how much I suck. Like,
Yeah.
red flag, red flag, red flag.
Yeah, he gets upset over these little things like that. They're all supposed to be talking to other people, and I don't understand what he wants from her. Like you said, he's getting mad at her just for like being herself. Okay, we found the part with Rachel and Scott having a little tiff. Okay, so if you look
Okay,
very
yeah,
closely.
you see them right there, you see them, she's in the pink, you see she just kind of pushes him off of her, so clearly he's annoying
Yeah,
her or something.
I
So
don't
it
know if
does
it
look
was
like
like,
maybe something's going on there, but she's probably just like drunk. Like I said earlier in the night, the way she was straddling him, I was like, okay, she's she's quite drunk. But yeah, Daniel to me is a red flag. Everything embarrasses him. He seems to really dim Lucy's light. I think
Yeah.
that when you see these early signs early into a relationship, you shouldn't ignore them. You should get out because this is clearly an insecurity problem, a possessive problem. It's giving, he's gonna be hiding under your bed when you get home from work. Like
And putting a tracker on your car and
tracker on your
scary
car,
things.
wanting your
Yeah.
location, all those things. So I think he's very insecure, but I think the worst part is like when she reacts to what he's saying, he then tucks his tail. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Because then that makes him come off like a sweet, genuine guy by
Yeah.
putting it all on himself, right? Like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like, no, it was me. It wasn't you. Like, no, you've already told this girl that her behavior embarrasses you twice. So now she's walking on eggshells, how she carries herself
Hmm.
around you. I
Yeah.
think Daniel is a red flag. I also think Ollie and how he acted this episode was a red flag. We see him um commenting on he said something to Olivia because she's talking about skinny dipping in the pool, talking about you could be fun in here.
Yeah.
He's talking about taking Justine to London. He's, you know
Hmm.
what I mean? Just doing, like, again, the same moves that I saw him putting on AD to make it seem
Hmm.
like they were forming this close connection. I saw him doing the same thing with Justine. The hands
Yeah.
on the leg, the close, being in close proximity, the eye contact, the banter. It was almost
Hmm.
like he was taking rule like out of a playbook of like
Yeah.
how I game up girls, and then
Mm.
they sleep, and then you hear her saying how he's the best cuddler, how they cuddled all night, and then they're kissing, and it's the same steps that he took with AD, which makes you think what would have happened if AD never came back into that house.
Well,
Like
yeah, it's insane of him to be like, we have a unique special connection to AD, and then the next night cuddle Justine in the bed. Like that's crazy. Like he was gonna just fully move on,
he was
and like
gonna fully move on.
yeah,
Like, well,
it's crazy.
obviously, you didn't have any genuine feelings for AD if that is how you carry on. Like, you
Hmm.
just, and the thing is you're doing all the things you did with AD. The reason people thought you and AD had this crazy chemistry and this insane connection to the naked eye would look like you have that with Justine too.
Well, obviously we don't know exactly how it plays out with Justine and Ollie, or like because we don't know if AD and Ollie even win. So I wonder what happened after the show. Like, did Justine and Ollie like they would have a lot to say on a reading because I can't imagine they would just have this connection and just throw it away.
We're gonna
So,
see it come to an end, obviously. Once
mhm,
obviously AD's going to come back at the mixer, so Ollie is there, and he's going to have to tell her about what happened, or
mhm.
Justine is going to tell her because we know that after the mixer, all the singles come back into the house and they have one night to, make a
What
connection.
if they
So
never told her?
I think they did because on the preview we hear AD saying like "you effing lied straight to my face."
Yeah,
So I'm thinking that
maybe
Ollie's going
she
to say
tells her.
no, and then Justine is going to tell her the truth. So
Hmm.
again, wild behavior. Like, I don't know how you make it past that. You know what I mean? Like, I
Hmm.
would have not ever spoken to Ollie again. But another thing that we see on this episode is Louis kind of goes in for a kiss. He's trying to like validate Sandy and be like, oh, none of these girls here. I don't want none of these girls here, talking about Olivia and Justine. And then he goes in for a
Hmm.
kiss and Sandy gives him her cheek.
Yeah.
What do you think of that? You think she liked
I
him?
I don't know. Like I said, I don't really picture them together at all. I don't feel like it is that genuine. So that definitely like added to that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. She did seem annoyed. Like they've been having a lot of little fights too. And
Mhm.
so I think maybe she was just annoyed. And that's how some people are in a fight, like they're not going to give you that physical affection. So I think she was like trying to punish him a little bit. And then he called it out.
And
And
then we
she was like,
flipped it
oh,
on
no.
her and said
Yeah.
that she's a clout chaser and only there to stay in the house.
Yeah. It's like, same with you. So,
And
yeah.
then she kind of said, like, you have more of that than I do. Like, you're more likely to be here for clout than I am,
Hmm.
which facts.
Yeah. Yeah, like I don't think
Yeah.
they should be together at all. I don't really understand why they are. That's
Yeah.
the hard thing is they all go back to the room and like you don't see a lot, right? Whereas
Right.
like on Love Island, they show what people are doing in the beds and you really feel like these are real couples because they're hooking up and we see it all, right? Whereas this is more like we see them out in the group setting, like saying they like each other, but I don't know, they could just be faking it for all we
Some
know.
they were doing it. I feel like in the beginning episodes they would show a little bit because I remember on night one I was like, damn, like everybody's all hugged up like they've known each other for years. Like
Mhm.
Ollie and AD were hugged up. I think we've seen Freddie and Madison doing some cuddling. We've seen Daniel and Lucy doing some cuddling. But yeah, like the newer couples, they don't really show that. It's almost like when they get in the room, they turn their backs to each other. But obviously, the end of this episode, we see, and how it, and the cliffhanger is obviously we see that it's mixer day, and the guys
Uh-huh.
are gonna mingle with all the single girls, and the girls are gonna mingle with all the single guys. And again, Ollie's reaction with 23-year-old Louis, like being so happy that the girls are leaving.
Yeah.
You're already happy to leave Justine and it's only been a day. Like, shouldn't you still be excited about her? But you're excited about whatever's in front of you in the moment. How do you
Yeah.
trust a fucking person like that?
He keeps acting like he's never been around women before. Like he's just so excited to like talk to these women and it's yeah, it's not giving like ready to be engaged.
Husband.
No, not at all. Not a good husband at least. So that's where I would be concerned because this behavior was literally in September. So I'm like, here we are. I mean, we're in August now, but like when they got engaged, this was back in like March, right? So it's like, okay, so 5 months ago, you were going crazy with Louis on an island to talk to women, and now you're gonna be my husband.
Like he's a different
I don't know.
person when his person's in front of him, and when his
Hmm.
like when AD's in front of him, he gives her reassurance. He gives her all these compliments. He seems so confident in himself and in their relationship, and he comes off so mature and so manly. And the minute she turns her back, he's fucking with Louis, you know?
That
Like,
was the perfect impression of him.
over you. Like, oh, yeah, yeah, bro, girls are coming in. Like, who gives you, man? Like, you,
Yeah, like
like,
grow up.
you're so excited to get away from Justine after you were just gloating over her the day before. You done
Yeah,
forgot AD's name. It ain't even been 24 hours. And then, but you see, he was like, Jesus of Nazareth, who is that? Again,
yeah,
chocolate girl, thick girl coming in. He's like, eyes fucking peeled. And he's like, oh, it's AD. Oh, it's
yeah.
AD. Again,
He's like, I already know that one.
yeah, never mind. But again, I would have loved to see Ollie at the mixer without AD there because Alex
Hmm.
was there. He expressed an interest in Alex, you
Hmm.
know, and maybe they do send her in later because I think it would have been a good twist to like let Ollie kind of do what he does and see how he
Yeah.
acts for like an hour or 2.5 hours, and then send AD in. Versus if
Hmm.
she comes in the beginning, he's going to be on his best behavior, and she's going to tell all the women what went down at the mixer. You know,
Hmm.
so I just don't think that that's fair. And if they're
Hmm.
doing that with AD, then that means that they're sending Freddie into the girls' mixer, which means Madison's not going to mingle, even though I don't think
Hmm.
Madison's interested in anybody else because who would be, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, I think she's gonna wait it out for Freddie. But you know what's interesting is like obviously the Love Island UK reunion was last August. They filmed that last August. Remember he was like hanging out with that Charlotte girl or like they were a thing.
Mhm.
And then this filmed like a couple weeks later. So I don't know what happened between them.
So I went back. That's so funny that you said that because I was talking with somebody about this, but I went back and watched my videos on it, and
Hmm.
Charlotte said that by the time the reunion came, she hadn't talked to Ollie in 6 months. She
Oh,
said that they briefly because remember she released like a video series on it, and
yeah.
she said that they had briefly rekindled right before the reunion, friendly. That's why she said,
Right.
"Oh, we're friendly or whatever," because
Hmm.
I know she had said that production manipulated what she said. She
Hmm.
said that when she said it's complicated at the reunion, she wasn't talking about her relationship with Ollie. She was talking about how she feels about the experiment in general. And
Oh,
production made it seem like she was talking about Ollie to make it seem like they were in a situationship. Because right after the reunion, she confirmed that she's not in a situationship and she's single. And then she said, I haven't, up until the reunion, I hadn't talked to Ollie in 6 months. We briefly talked before the reunion, because we
Mhm.
knew it was coming up, and I guess, probably trying to get on the same page about what the hell they was going to say at the
Yeah.
reunion, because she probably knew Demi was going to call her out. So I think that
Mhm.
Ollie and Charlotte dated after filming,
Mm.
and that, filming's like a year before the
Yeah.
reunion. So I think by the
A while
reunion
ago.
time they were done. Yeah.
Right. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, what do you think's going to happen in the next 3 episodes? They didn't have much in the preview, I think, because obviously they don't want to ruin anything. It was more of like a preview of like the final episode, which we're not close to that yet. So,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I
yeah.
think we're gonna get some. Ollie's gonna have to come clean about what he did. Obviously, it looks like the boys are about to act an ass at the mixer. Daniel being like, "Oh, this is a hall pass.
Mm-hmm.
You're just doing this to piss off Lucy." And even Ollie, in that regard, trying to encourage Daniel to cheat or whatever you want to call
Yeah.
it. Like, oh, are you gonna get off the bench? Or are you gonna stay on the sidelines? You're that guy. You're that
Oh,
guy. You're
golly.
that guy that's gonna encourage the good guy to just f up.
Yeah.
I don't
He's
know. It's
he's the guy
giving.
at the bachelor party telling the groom to hook up with the stripper. That's
Yeah,
his.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
giving. I don't trust Ollie as far as I could throw him. So
No, me either. Someone on our last video commented we're hoping that AD gets divorced in 5 years. I really don't think we said we hope that at all. We hope the best for her. We just don't like what we're
my
seeing
God,
out of
people
Ollie.
hear what they want to hear. And I'll
Yeah.
say it, I've said it before and I'll say it again. We are entitled to have our opinion. So if we do not, I had somebody cussing me out talking about that, oh, you don't like Ollie, not too much on him. Da, da, da. I'm allowed to not like Ollie. You're allowed to not like Ollie. We don't have to have the same opinion. That's what makes talking about this show fun. I don't
Mhm.
see how Ollie and AD made it to the stage that they're at with the way he was acting. Because if a person like that was treating me like that and acting that way, I would have never spoken to them again. We would have never made it to a point of a baby or an engagement. Because if you're moving like this while I'm right here, God only
Mhm.
knows what you're doing behind my back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nobody
And
can.
I
So it doesn't look, his behavior, especially what we're seeing, doesn't give good husband. Obviously, we wish the best for them and we hope that he's learned from his mistakes and that they live happily ever after. Not our pig, not our farm. We don't give a fuck.
yeah. We don't hope.
Goddamn.
We have no hopes in these situations. We have opinions off of what we watch on the TV. But if, they end up happily ever after, we're so happy for that. And if they don't, they don't. We're basing it off of what we're watching a year ago. So we'll see how it goes. Like, no one knows how it'll go. We never thought Kenny and Janae were going to end the way they did. So now we just are blindsided and we don't trust
Right.
anyone.
So it's like
So,
if it does come out that Ollie, not saying that it is, but if it does come out that he's an asshole and he does something horrible, then we could say we don't like him. You know what I mean? Because then
yeah.
it's like the obviously, but it's like if
Yeah.
we can see red flags, we're entitled to that opinion.
Yeah. That's the whole point.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
the whole point.
yeah, that's the whole point of the show, and people change, right? It was a year ago, so it's only time will tell. So we'll find out. But do
Yeah.
you have any final perfect match thoughts before we get
Mm,
into the OC?
nope, that's
So we'll talk about the Real Housewives of Orange County, season 19, episode 4. I accidentally, when I went to play it on my Hey You app, I hit like the very first episode, and it's crazy. It looks so old. It's from like 2006, and it looks like it was recorded on like a home video camera. But anyway, it's much fancier now. They're using like really good cameras this year because everything looks like it's
crisp.
like a movie. Yeah, it's very crisp. Yes.
Yeah.
So obviously we jumped right back into this party, Heather Dubrow's super late birthday party, and Katie and her husband bumping into Tamara on the way out. What did you think about Katie's husband talking to Tamara? Did you think he was out of line or
No, I think he said what he had to say. I don't think he yelled. I think he
no?
said it with his whole chest, and he is obviously speaking from a perspective of like what his wife tells him. So he's gonna have his
Mhm.
wife's back no matter what.
Yeah, I
And
think Tamara probably said, when like someone gets mad at you or says something and you're like, oh, they yelled at me. Like, I don't think she meant he was yelling. I think she meant like he came at me. You know what I mean? Like he had something to say about it. Like, I
right,
don't think she actually meant he was like yelling and screaming, but she just probably didn't use the right word because he was like calling her out, but not
yeah,
yelling. He was not
like he
yelling
wasn't
about
yelling.
it. No. And yeah, it's weird to me that they're coming for Tamara when Katie's the one that like recorded someone and did all of the wrong things. And I get that Tamara like told on her, but that's what they do in Housewives. You can't record another cast member and tell some cast members and expect them not to like tell the person.
Yeah,
So
you
that
should have done it,
it's
girl, if
silly.
you didn't want nobody to know about it.
Yeah. Because she showed Alexis, who's Shannon's nemesis. So she was gonna find out that she
Still not
recorded
admitting
her.
to that though. She's still not admitting that she showed it to Alexis.
Yeah. That's wild. She keeps saying she only showed it to her husband. So I'm having every like episode I trust her less and less. Like
100%.
her
100%.
she's she likes to lie a lot, that's clear. I don't know, some people do seem to be Team Katie still, and I don't really get it because in this episode we see her hanging out with Kiki Monique, who is awesome. She does like what we do, she has a page. She's also has like a radio show with
Mhm.
Dorinda. But, we're not like I don't think any of the housewives want to go to lunch with us because we want the tea and we're gonna spread the tea and I
Yeah.
see that's not gonna make them your fellow cast members trust you and they see you out to lunch with like they call it blogger, right? But she's an Instagram and a radio show, so whatever you want to call her, but journalist, I guess they call
Yeah.
her. But yeah, it's like Katie keeps doing these things that make her seem shady.
Do you think Katie spilled tea?
Definitely, 100 billion%. We know this. Like, we know that they spill tea. Like, you would be shocked at the people that spill tea about their cast members. Yeah, that's where the tea comes from. Like you think this
Yeah.
stuff comes out of the blue. Like anytime you find everyone has a motive for tea. People aren't giving tea out for free. So if they're not getting paid money, it's because they don't like that person or because they're mad about something. Like there's always a reason that tea gets out. It's
Yeah.
not just for fun. And we ain't paying for tea. So
Yeah.
it's always like there's a reason people want a story out, right? Either it makes them look good, it makes someone else look bad. So yeah, I don't think Katie and Kiki are just having a chat about the weather. Like they're definitely talking about which housewives they don't like. And Kiki and Tamara had a little thing. So, and I don't know if she's fought with any other housewives, but I definitely feel like Katie, even if she wasn't maybe intentionally wanting the stories out, you tell a blogger a story about your cast member, that's getting out. So
Right. Right.
you think it was,
And that's when she blatantly, like production blatantly said, "Did you tell Kiki anything?" And she blatantly said no. And even her
yeah.
no didn't seem confident. But it's gonna be another ring around the rosy of like it's gonna come out that she did tell Kiki something and then she's gonna try and minimize what she did. Well, no, I didn't tell her about the housewives. I just told her about this, or I just told her about this. And it's like, girl, the question was if you told her anything, you said no. So
Mhm.
again, if this comes to light that she did feed stories to Kiki, like that's the last straw, in my opinion, for her. Like she's already like I think recording your castmates and feeding stories to bloggers is like kind of where you have to draw the line to say, hey, she's not trustworthy. Like
Mhm.
I wouldn't befriend her. But keep
No.
her around because she's messy.
Yeah, I mean, we do like the mess, and it is giving them storylines this season, right? So it's hard to know if production likes or doesn't like this because obviously they're getting these bloggers and journalists and Kiki and everyone to sign releases to be talked about, and they're involving them in the shows. But on like Real Housewives of New Jersey, they've had a real problem there with the girls telling stories to bloggers, and they have like totally stopped that show. So, and people say they don't like it over there. So I don't know. It seems like they wouldn't put it in the storyline if they didn't like it, right? So they must.
We know firsthand that they like it.
Yeah, that's
You know
true.
what I mean? We know firsthand that they could say, "Oh my God, let's spill tea on our show," but at the end of the day,
People like the tea,
people
and it
like the
gets
tea
people
and it gets
interested.
people interested and it makes people watch the show. Do you know how many people literally just saw like I started watching Vanderpump Rules simply because I saw Scandival and I wanted to know what happened, who these people were. Like so many
Mm-hmm.
people seen the Tyler drama, the Tyler Ashley drama from Love is Blind last season, and so many
Mm-hmm.
people started watching that season of Love is Blind just so they knew who the hell we were talking about,
Yeah.
So they liked the tea.
Yeah, it helps. And so in that regards, I guess Katie is helping she's helping the audience. She's helping us. The fellow cast members, not so much. Like I wouldn't
Right.
trust her. I wouldn't speak to her off camera about anything private or personal. But
Yeah,
she
but
is she is driving stories.
she's messy, so we love that.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, what did you think of? I was underwhelmed by Tamara bringing Joe to the party.
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna have more. Mm,
Yeah, there wasn't really a point. I mean, I love Joe, but as people pointed out, her and Gretchen like buried the hatchet at BravoCon. I think they came out on stage together, so they're cool. So
okay,
yeah, I don't
okay,
even think did they show Joe talking to Slade at all? I didn't see
no,
that.
I didn't see
No,
that.
so there wasn't really a point. Like it was nice for Tamara to have the backup, but Joe didn't come to be messy like Katie, so there wasn't anything. Nothing
Yeah,
went down because she was
nothing went
there.
down.
So
Boo. Okay.
yeah, we wanted to see her and Gretchen fight, but Gretchen wasn't even really a big part of this, except for Slade's broken penis. But we didn't hear much else from her, so it was more Shannon versus Katie this whole party. So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
With good reason. Yeah.
Yes. So, what about Heather's house that she's selling? What did you think about that?
I
$50
think
million or something? Or
I
was this
think
the
it
$50
was
million? dollar?
well, they're listing it for 25.
Right, right, right. The one she sold before this was the $50 million. This one she was
Yeah, I'm like,
renovating
I
to
don't
be more.
know just from looking at the house if it's worth 25 million. Maybe we've
I
missed,
know.
like, apparently there's a lot of land that we didn't see, but Orange County is a very, like, uppity neighborhood, and you
Mhm.
live around a lot of celebrities, so you're really paying for the location because the house itself wasn't giving 25 million.
No. Didn't she say she bought it for 16?
I don't know what she said. I think she's at this point just trying to break even, she said. I
Yeah, yeah.
remember her saying that.
Hmm. Yeah, it's just weird to me that because they didn't really renovate it. She said they put like a little bit into it, but I
Yeah,
feel
like
like
I think
they're
they
just trying
did
to do a
like
little
yeah,
house
like
flip.
yeah, did the I mean it was cute. It was cute. I was like 25 million. That's all you give for 25 million dollars. I put a whole branch
Hmm.
farm Disneyland on this thing. Like but yeah, it was cute.
Yeah, I kind of wonder why, like what really happened because they bought it, they were going to renovate it, and then they just gave up on it.
Yeah.
And they
Yeah.
say it's because it would take too long or something. But you
Yeah.
would think you look into these things before you buy the house, but maybe when you have that much money, you're just like, sure, I'll buy the house. We'll figure it out later. So
Here's
it's
16
just,
million dollars.
yeah,
I'll worry
I
about
just
that
got that
later.
lying around. Yeah, it was weird, but
Crazy.
Tamara with her daughter was cute. I don't know if you know the backstory, but she has another daughter that like doesn't speak to her. So
She kind of said it in the episode that she left at 14 and doesn't talk to her, so that's
yeah,
sad.
she had a bad divorce. So when she first started season 3, she was with this one guy. They only lasted a couple seasons. They had like a very bad divorce to the point where one daughter doesn't talk to her. She left her husband for one guy that she's still married to now. So I thought it was funny, not to jump ahead, but when Jen and Tamara were having their talk about all their cheating, but they're like, but I left my husband for him. So it's like, it doesn't count. It's
It
not
doesn't
really
count.
cheating.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I cheated, but as long as you leave your husband for them and actually end up with this person, does it really count? And then Tamara
No.
pulled out of her ass, or did she that she also hooked up with a yoga instructor allegedly? Do you think there's
Right? And
any truth to that?
I think it's true. I feel like Tamara doesn't lie. I feel like she's messy and she gossips and goes low, but I don't think she would just lie. There wouldn't really be a point in that. And I think, yeah, if Jen had one affair, she probably had others. But I'm also like, she got 5 little kids at home at the time. Like, how do you have 5 kids, look that good, work out that much, and have affairs? Like, I can barely get out of bed. And I'm like, how are they doing all of this stuff? I don't understand. Like, where
Seriously.
are they getting the time in the day to raise 5 children
Jen has 5 kids,
and have a husband? Yeah, 5 kids, and at the time a husband and a boyfriend. Like,
2 boyfriends.
she must not sleep. So
That's
that's a
crazy.
lot.
Yeah, that is a lot.
But yeah, that was just funny that I feel like they are kind of similar, not in like personality maybe, but they obviously both
You
had
think Jen
affairs.
wants to be Tamara?
I don't necessarily think she wanted to be Tamara specifically. I think she wanted to be on the show, though, for sure. I definitely see Tamara's point of like, it's so funny how they call her the picture like fat picture or whatever. They keep acting like she looked like 400 pounds, and it's like she didn't look that different. Like she
It's like
definitely wasn't in
one
shape the way she is
thing.
now, but
Like that.
she doesn't look that different. But they're acting like it's like a huge transformation. But
Mhm.
I definitely think like she met Tamara first, knew about the show, then did the transformation and did all of the things to get on the show. So
Right.
I think there's a
You know,
point to
I
what
mean, I
Tamara's
guess it's
saying.
like common knowledge that you have to look a certain way to get on the show. All the
Yeah.
women fairly look the same, right? Hairstyles,
Hmm.
body type, So I
Yeah.
don't think it's crazy to say, oh, I need to put this work in if I want to get on this show. Like,
Yeah.
all of y'all want to be on this show. That's why you're on it.
Exactly. I don't think she was specifically like, I want to be Tamara Judge. I think she was just like, I want to be in this group of women. So I think Tamara's just taking it a little too personally. Like the hair extension thing was obviously a joke, but I think I see what the point was now. It was before Jen knew who Tamara was, and the hairdresser obviously told her like these are Tamara Judge from the OC Housewives, and she thought that was cool. Like because she was kind of a fan before, right? So it's like a Janet situation. She was a fan, then became a friend, now she's on the show. I see how that would be a little weird to the people on the show, but I'm sure they were all like, this is a long running show. At some point, they were probably fans too. Not Tamara, because she's an OG, but like half of them have only been there for like half of the show. So
Right.
it's not like they never heard of it and they just walked onto the set one day, like, oh,
Right.
I'm
But
on
for
the
Tamara
show.
to flip it, to Jen's point, like for Tamara to flip it, like I did it, like, because I was some obsessed, crazy person. Like I
Hmm.
did it and obviously told you about it because I thought it was funny. And then, like,
Yeah.
you just use that and weaponize it against me isn't really.
But would that freak you out if someone like you like you started hanging out with someone and then they were like, before I knew you, I was at the hairstylist and they were like, this is story time with Ricky's hair, and I was like, I want it in my head.
Probably. No, there
It's a
was this
little
one girl, Ashley, that I was hanging out with in college, I remember. And I always seem to attract really crazy friends. Or friends that just want to like be my friend. Like when somebody wants to be my friend too much, too soon, and tries to give
Mhm.
this false representation of like closeness, like really early on.
Yeah.
And I remember her being like, I'm gonna dye my hair. I was thinking I'm gonna dye my hair blonde. Like she had like black curly hair, and just like it was slowly like, first she started like dressing like me, wearing clothes similar to me. Then
Oh
it was
no.
like she starts wearing her hair down all the time, even though she used to wear it up. But I used to wear my hair down a lot more. And then it was like, oh, I'm gonna lighten it a little bit. And then it was like, oh, I'm gonna go blonde. And I was like, okay,
You're like, okay.
yeah, I'm gonna have to
You're like,
probably
and I'm
not
gonna change my number.
be your friend anymore. So
Yeah, I think that happens to all women, not just on TV shows, where someone, at first it's like flattery, and then it gets to be too much, and then you feel like they're trying to become you, and it's like, I think that's Tamara's point. It's just a silly point to make. It's like, okay, like Jen should just own it and be like, yeah, I thought it was cool that you're on the show. Whatever. Like, I'm not obsessed with you, but
yeah, yeah,
I think the hair might be a little far. That's where,
yeah.
like, I
Yeah,
thought it was a
if you
lie,
put it
and
that
then,
that way, yeah. Because I guess when I watched it, I was like, okay, like if the hair lady's like, these extensions match you, and I put them in her hair, but we didn't end up going this route. Like, do you want to use these? It's
yeah,
like, are you using them because they were Tamara's, or are you using them because they match your hair and those are the extensions you need?
yeah. What I got from it was like, yeah, Jen didn't know her at the time and just
Okay,
knew she was on
that
the
makes her a
show.
little creepier.
Yeah, and it was like, it would be like, right now if someone on like a Netflix show is like, this was whoever's hair, and you're like, okay, put them in my head because they're famous, like it's just be a little weird.
Yes, give me Beyonce's extensions,
Yeah, it was
please.
Beyonce. I mean, Beyonce, I would do that, but that would be
I'll
worth it.
take
Housewives, yeah.
him.
Yeah, like I see Tamara's point, but I think maybe there's a little bit of jealousy on each side. Not jealousy, but Jen wanted to be on the show, and I think Tamara might be a little envious of Jen's relationship, which I don't know if anyone has pointed out yet, but Tamara's beginning of her relationship was similar. Like she left her husband for Eddie, this gym guy, like younger guy.
We're both talking about their affairs.
Yeah. And I think Jen's doing the same thing. She's just like 10 years behind, right? So Tamara might just feel like a little envious of that, remembering what it was like because Jen is newly with Ryan, and obviously it was started out as an affair, and they're younger, and it might be a little bit of that, like Tamara. I think they relate to each other a lot, right?
They
So
actually have a lot of similarities. So they
yeah,
could really be getting on. Like, and I really like that Tamara, like, she's not a punk bitch. You know what I mean? Like, if somebody's like playing in her face, like, she really does call them out. Like, even when Jen tried to be condescending, she's like, "Don't be condescending to me." You know what I
uh-huh.
mean? Like, she don't take no shit, and I do like and respect that about her. You know?
Yeah, and that's why she's been on the show for so long. And they tried to have it without her for a couple seasons, and it did not go well. Like you need someone that is willing to just say it how it is, even if it hurts someone's feelings. And sometimes she goes too far, and then the audience kind of turns on her. But that's what we're watching for, is people who keep it real, right? We don't
Hmm.
want people who are just polite or beating around the bush. So
Hmm.
that's why she is such a good housewife, even if she pisses people off sometimes. So
Yeah, yeah.
we need her, even
Yeah.
if, yeah.
I like her. I like her.
Yeah, I feel like she's trying to have like a chill season where she doesn't get in trouble, but like every episode is completely about her. So she can't stay out of the drama.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
feel like
and
her
then
and
even
Jen,
this new drama with Katie is surrounded around her because apparently Tamara's the one
yeah, she started
who's
it.
about Kiki.
I don't know. I think she did that just to get the heat off her because last season she was like the big villain. So, and I don't blame her because people were mad at her for doing a lot less than recording Shannon. So I totally don't blame her for putting the truth out there, because no, like she never did anything like that to Shannon, and she was totally vilified. And now Katie's over here recording Shannon's meltdowns and getting away with it, like, oh, we love Katie. So it's a little odd double standard because people were so on Shannon's side last season that they hated Tamara, but now Katie did this thing against Shannon, and they're like, oh, whatever, we like Katie. So
Whatever.
I'm like, I thought you guys were Team Shannon. What's going on here?
Right.
It doesn't make
Right.
sense, but
Right.
yeah. Well, I think that was the big ending of the episode, obviously, was Jen and Tamara's showdown. Was there any other parts that you thought were interesting?
Nothing else that sticks out to me. Obviously, we talked about the whole Katie and who was she talking to? I forgot those two ladies' names.
Oh, at the lunch.
Yeah, she was talking
That
to
was
Heather
Heather
and
and Gina.
Gina. It's Gina, who I don't recognize. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
just that.
someone
That was, but we already talked about that. So I think we covered the gist.
the gist of it. Yeah, they did have like some stuff with Katie and her husband at home, and
Oh, them
yeah.
selling the house, or the one lady selling the house.
Oh,
Like,
Gina. Yeah, that's
yeah,
Gina.
Gina selling the house. Okay,
Did
well
you hate
now
her outfit? I didn't think it was that bad. Everyone was roasting her online
it
about her
was not
outfit.
good. Mm-mm,
No.
that was it was not good. It's just it was too much. Like, why'd you wear them stockings and them shoes? You could have made it something else, but you
I
didn't.
think because of all the realty shows where they dress crazy, but they usually go for like hoochie crazy, like they don't go
I
for
like how the
granny
Miami
chic.
Housewives dress. I think they have
Yeah.
good style over there. These housewives kind of dress like a little dated and a little, I
Hmm.
like how Heather dresses, and I like how who else dresses nice. I think Katie dresses nice, but yeah, Katie and her husband seem cute. They were excited to have all their kids home and
Hmm.
talk about you and your wife could live with us. He was not. He was like, no, like they
Yeah.
need to be out. The good thing
Well,
about
then,
raising kids is having them out and being able to live on their own, which I agree. If you coddle them too long, they'll never leave the nest. Not that I know, because I don't have any kids, but I see it with my mom and my brother. Like, she coddles him
mhm.
so much that, like, let him leave the nest. He's never gonna leave.
I know it's so hard. He's raising independent kids is like the number one job, like her husband said, but it can be so hard when you realize they don't need you, but it's like that means you've done a good job. So, but yeah, the three of those, like only the youngest is his child. So those
Oh,
are not even his kids. So
he's like, God, I don't care
yeah,
what we're not like.
he's like, I've had enough of you guys. So I mean, he seems like a great stepdad, but yeah,
Yeah.
having three kids that are not yours, the raising is a lot. So very good on him. But yeah, he seems ready to like, he looks a bit older than her. Every time she's on the screen, I'm like, she looks so young compared to the other ladies. No
The other, is
shade
she
to them, but
younger than them?
I think, well, Gina's fairly young too. Gina's like 40-ish, 41, 42, and I think Katie's similar. But then like Tamara is like 58, like
Yeah, and
she's
close to 60, Heather said,
mhm.
right? She's
Yeah, I think they're both like late 50s. So
okay.
not that that's old, but it's like whenever they randomly throw in like a 30-ish, 40-year-old, you're like, oh, that's just such a contrast. You're
Yeah,
like,
like,
they
whoa,
look,
what?
yeah. It's jarring. Like it's a
Right,
baby. There's a baby
right,
on the show now. So
right.
it makes me feel good because you're like, all right, like the 40-year-olds are considered like babies in the housewife world. So that's good. Not so much anymore. I think they got a mixture. Like I think the Miami ladies are all in their 50s too, though. Maybe not Lisa. She's
Right.
younger. But
Larsa doesn't look 50 at all, but
no, they all look so good.
we're
Yeah, the
not.
fashion on OC is not a thing. Like if you watch Beverly Hills, which we probably will because it'll be out in the fall, they do like they bring glam everywhere. They have outfits, they has props. They really do it up there. So
Okay. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I think that's it for our long recap. If you're still here, thank you. We crammed a lot into tonight, but we loved Perfect Match. I'm enjoying this season. I think it's really
Okay. Yeah.
interesting.
Hopefully we find our crowd of Perfect Match watchers. It is number 6 apparently
Yeah, it's
on the
doing pretty
Netflix
good.
charts. It's getting pretty good. So hopefully we find our audience. I'm liking it so far, and
Hmm.
we'll catch you guys up on the rest of the season. The newest episodes drop on Friday, so
Yeah.
we'll
7 to 9 will be out Friday. And then the last episode is just one episode drop the Friday after that. So we'll be
okay.
back with those and more
Yeah.
Bravo and some interviews, hopefully. So come back and visit us. And thanks for being here. Bye,
Bye guys.
guys.